Of course, the book what I'm speaking about is The Forest of Enchantments by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni. The Sitayan, the story of Sita and the many women who touched Sita's lives, for better or for worse, through their stories of suffering and joys. So when I was reading this book, what I was fascinated about is you get to hear about a lot of other women and read about a lot of other women which we might have not paid attention to. The story of the ruler of Mithila, the lady who helped the king in many of his decisions, Sunaina, the mother of Sita, who also ensured Sita learned the art of self-defense. Then you have her companion all through her childhood and even in Ayodhya, Urmila. Then you also read a lot about Ram's mother, Kaushalya, who had to give up on her daughter Shanta because Dashrath had promised someone. Other than this, of course, there are so many other women you get to read in this book. Mandodari, the wife of the demon king Ravan. Then you have Kaikeyi, the second queen of Ayodhya. Then you get to read about Ahilya, who was turned into a stone because of her husband's fury. And then Shurpanakha, the wild enchantress of the forest. While obviously it was very interesting to read about all of these women, what fascinated me the most about this book was the dramatic tone in which this whole book is written. This book actually gives you the power to visualize every situation, every place, every emotion. The whole narrative is so fascinating that when you're reading through the book, you can actually visualize the grandeur of all the palaces, or the elegance of Kaikeyi's chambers, or the forest alongside the river Godavari, where Ram, Lakshman and Sita had decided to spend the rest of their exile before they returned back to Ayodhya, and also the Ashoka tree where Sita was patiently waiting for Ram to return. And this book is obviously not just about the places and the description of the places. What I also found fascinating was the emotions, the way it is narrated. So you can actually hear the joy of the crowd when King Ram is going to be coronated as the king of Ayodhya. And the anger when Sita goes through, when she has to prove her innocence as she enters the fire. Or the humiliation she goes through when she is abandoned in Valmiki's ashram and she does not even know the reason why. But the most fascinating out of all these emotions for me was in way love is described across this book. Whether it's a love of a parent and a child, whether it's a love about siblings, Sita and Urmila, Ram and Lakshman, and the love of Ram and Sita. It is at various stages of their life, it is so beautifully described. And now to come to the main person, Sita, who we all know is an extremely good person, is meek, and we have heard that she has faced a lot of challenges and sorrows, etc. This book, as you go through the childhood of Sita to the Valmiki's ashram, you realize she is not only just meek and who is always in sorrow. You realize that she's intelligent, she's tough, she has gone through hardships in the forest in Lanka, but she never gave in. She believed that she will be able to change things. She was a single mother who brought up her 2 children very beautifully, and then she was a healer. Healer not only of people, but also of the forests. And when you come towards the end of the book, this book has a real powerful ending. When Sita is all excited that she is going back, Ram wants to bring her back after listening to the Sitayan sung by Lava and Kush in his court. She's all excited to go back and dressed up in all finery. She is all ready to go, and that's when she gets to hear again that she will have to prove her innocence once again and go through fire. She decides not to forgive him, though Ram begs for her forgiveness and says through all his life he has always prioritized other things, but his love for Sita is true. At this point, I would actually like to read some powerful lines from the last 2 pages of the book, relevant to everyone. For the sake of my daughters, in the centuries to come, I must now stand up against this unjust action you're asking me of. I bless my daughters that using their hearts as well as their heads, understanding that when they need to compromise and knowing when they must not, because this is one of the times when a woman must stand up and say no more. And as the earth opens up and the skies are rejoicing, and at that point in time, the calling is, come, it is time, you have done your duty, you have suffered enough, it's time to return. Thank you, everyone.